So, becoming CEO, enrolling others in the vision. So, it kind of came out today that I've been talking to a lot of people. I've been having some great conversations this week, and this journey, as I've been sharing with you all, is that it's all about becoming CEO, right? It's all about this journey of 90 days. I have, to be honest, before I started this journey, I was definitely stuck in a rut. I wasn't going anywhere. I kind of felt like I was spinning my wheels. Yes, I was helping clients. Yes, I was supporting other people, but there was a piece of me that didn't know what I was doing with my business. I didn't have a clear direction. I didn't have a clear path. I didn't even know really what I was doing day to day. And when you're unclear with your direction, so is your business, which would, I mean, it was definitely, you could see it, right? I was definitely working up and down. I kept being told by a lot of people that I have the knowledge and I just need to step into my greatness. And that's something that we all work and strive for, right? Is stepping into our greatness, stepping into what we need to do. So, business has been good, but it hasn't been great. It's had its ups, it's had its downs, it's had good months, it's had bad months. It's not been the easiest journey over the last year, in terms of trying to figure in my path, trying to navigate the whole thing. And it was interesting. I've had some really great conversations today, and I talk about enrolling people into your vision, enrolling people into what's possible. And, it, God works in mysterious ways, first and foremost, right? And the reason I say this is that when I look back over what I've created over the last 7 years, when I started my first blog, when I started my first blogging course, I was introduced to some of the very first people in the online space that started following me, right? We did a lot of training, we did a lot of masterminding together, built incredible friendships. And then over the years, lots of things have gone up and down, right? I got into a digital marketing business. And I had to remind myself just recently the reason I had done that in the beginning. And hey, Jan, thanks for jumping on. So one of the things when I go back and I look at the actions I took, right? When I jumped into the world of online marketing, I had just lost my house. I lost my restaurant. 2 weeks later, I lost the house, short sold the house. So I was without a home for about 6 months. At that time, I was crashing at a friend's house, me and my dog, making space on the floor. And luckily, we had a mattress I brought with me, and trying to figure it out. And I just remember sitting there going, something's got to change, something's got to shift, right? And I've been working part-time at Disney at the time, and I was, still making a paycheck, but it was definitely trying to recover from the loss of the restaurant, which was like a significant amount of debt. I think I was in $50,000+ worth of debt just from that alone, trying to recover from that, trying to figure out how to get back on my feet, repair my credit, be able to rent a place. It was just a crazy time period. And I just remember there was a point where I said, this is no longer okay, right? Like I'd gotten a taste of entrepreneurship. I really didn't want to go back to working for somebody else because I knew that it was never going to be as fulfilling as doing something on my own, right? Of really making a difference. Yes, I know feeding people makes a difference. I know that it, makes a quality of life for people, but it's not the same as like having a impact on individuals that it literally shifts the course of their life, right? So when I jumped off into the abyss and said, I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do this, there was a fire in my belly. There was a passion around doing all of this. And I just remember the hustle. I remember I was blogging every day. I was doing video every day. I was emailing every day. And I had like a list of nobody, right? And what I mean by that, it was like, 5 people. And, when I jumped into a digital marketing and I started serving that community, I said to myself, I'm going to work with this company. I was going to work with this company. I wanted to work side by side with Tim Murray. Like that was the ultimate goal. And I did it, right? I actually achieved it. And I remember telling family and friends when I got the position as the community manager, I said, just watch. I said, the reason I'm doing this is because I want to see the inside of a digital marketing company. I want to know how it runs from the top now, right? And so I said, I want to see what it looks like. What does it look like to build a digital marketing company? What does it look like to build a company where everybody works from home? How do you manage that? What are the tools you use? What are the systems are in place? And I got really, really curious. I think I got so curious and I got so good that I got positioned as like I would say I call it number 4 in the company. I was just underneath the founders in terms of making decisions for what needed to get done. And that's my occurring of it, right? That's what it kind of felt like at the end of the day. And I realized once I got there that the only way to really fulfill on what I wanted to do was to build my own company. So inside of their leadership, and I promise you, it's been the best experience ever, from learning how to put on massive live events, right? From contracts to negotiations to just the collateral to the merchandise to the flow and the whole thing, getting speakers and contracts. Like it was just a fascinating thing to learn, right? Just another kind of thing that I could just kind of tuck away and pull back later. And then when I got to a point where it's like I felt really like I was the CEO, but I wasn't the CEO of that company, I knew it was time to leave, right? And I knew it was time to leave, and I still didn't quite know what I was going to accomplish, right? I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. I had this vision of what I wanted my life to look like, and I thought, okay, Pinterest for sure. And so I built out a Pinterest course, and I was teaching promoted pins, and definitely stumbled across the way, and had a lot of fun in there, worked with a lot of students, still work with a lot of students and teaching them the basics of promoted pin, how to advertise on that platform, and really enjoying the process of watching them get results, right? But there's always been this piece of me that's been sitting back there going, gosh, I wish I could do this for them, right? If I could just get them started, if I could just show them and create the pins for them and just, do some of the research for them, right? But I also know that takes a lot of effort and a lot of moving parts. And I was like, I can't do this all by myself, right? There's just no way I'm going to be able to pull off, what needs to get done from a marketing strategy by my lonesome self. I think one of the things I loved about working for that digital marketing team was that I had so many resources. I had people to pull from. I could partnership around projects. And I was like, I need to do that again. I need to create those connections again. And so it's really interesting how everything has kind of gone, because today I spent, I want to say, a good 4 to 5 hours talking with my new team members, my new business partners. We've been kind of throwing around this idea. And so we finally, I got down and I started talking to everybody, and, they said, well, what if we got together and we did this together? And I said, well, this is what I'd like to do with this. This is like what I'd like to envision, what we can do, how we can help small businesses really leverage the Pinterest platform. And I said, and ultimately, I want to be able to connect the dots, because each of us have different strengths, right? Like I would need to bring on a pin designer that does video pins. I need to bring on a designer for basic marketing strategies. I need to bring on somebody that can do organic around Pinterest and support that type of flow. I need to look at, for myself, like, building out the strategy, then looking at, okay, how do we put the contracts together? And then as I'm having these conversations, I get like people popping up in my mind, right? I'm like, you have this connection. It's sitting right there. It's like waiting for you to pluck it, right? It's like the Lord said, hey, this person's waiting right here in the wing. Reach out, make the content. Let's get this going. And even as I say this, I'm getting kind of chills about that, because that's really how this feels, right? Like everything has been lining up for this moment. And it was like, it's been sitting there. It's like literally been waiting there. And it's like, hello, are you going to step into this? Right. And it's scary. It's super uncomfortable, but I also know that this is the journey that I'm on. This is exactly where I'm going to be. There's a lot of passion behind this. There's a lot of love behind this. There's a lot of overlap between what I'm doing for the Young Entrepreneur Project and being part of that project and what I'm doing inside of building out this Pinterest ad agency. What I'm discovering, right, is a lot of the skills that I've been working on with the Young Entrepreneur Project, a lot of the training that I've been on, a lot of the conversations that I've been on, have all started building that business etiquette, have started positioning me as a person that's doing business. So this overlap of entrepreneurship, of being surrounded by entrepreneurs, has actually been the catalyst of pushing me in this direction, saying, hey, you're there. This is where you need to go, right? Like this is your greatness. This is who you are. And what's been really interesting about this whole thing is that every time I talk to somebody inside the Young Entrepreneur Project, the leadership team says, hey, this is one of the top 5 Pinterest marketers in the world. And I believe that, right? Like, it's like before when I was hearing that, I'm like, oh, I don't know if you should, but it's true, right? What I know about Pinterest, what I know about online marketing, what I've studied with some of the best marketers in the world, what I've learned about putting together teams and supporting entrepreneurs, what I've learned about the process of learning to build your business, right? Yeah, Jen, definitely stepping into that abundance, right? Stepping into that world where everybody has been like waiting for me to walk into it, and not the belief in myself, right? And I guess that's definitely where it comes in, is sometimes you got to believe in yourself, what's possible. And so I'm on this journey, and I have to say probably one of the best things that's come out of this so far has been this documentation, right? This walking through this first 20 days. This is literally the first 20 days of the 90-day challenge. I know it's day 70, but my whole belief is that you start at 90 and you head down to 0. Because when you get to 0, there's something on the other side, because that's truly, it's like you're counting down your growth. You're counting down all the steps, all the processes. It's like putting it all together. It's like, can you build a company in 90 days? Can you get it all moving and going? And these 20 days have started conversations, have started movement that I've been thirsty for, right? Holding me accountable, making sure I'm doing my videos, making sure I'm doing my lives, making sure I'm emailing my list, making sure I'm supporting my team, making sure I'm having these conversations. Like today, they asked me, do you have everything in place to do this? And I was like, crazy enough, since the beginning of the year, this is what I've been refining, as I've been refining all the elements, making sure that the business is set up, making sure that the financials are set up, making sure that the business entity is set up, making sure that I've got the structure in place, right? And I've been setting this up, I guess, not even knowing that I was setting it up for this type of step. Really, it's been an amazing, just to kind of go through these 4 months, right? These 5 months inside of this, is because it's all been about cleaning up my business. It's all been about like, let's make it what it needs to be. And I remember last year, I was talking with a good friend of mine, and she says, when you treat your business like a business, it becomes the business, right? And that had me stop dabbling and stop throwing stuff together and really look at what I'm putting out there. So yeah, Janet's, it's really been an emotional journey, and it's only 20 days. Gosh, I can't wait. I can't wait to see what happens when I get down to 0. And that's August 8th. August 8th, 2020. Woo. 8/8/2020. There's a lot of good in that number. So there's a feeling of being on the right path, right? And the support I'm getting from family, from this amazing entrepreneurial community, from their leadership team, the belief, the understanding, and just reaching out. I mean, I'm reaching out to some incredible, my mentors, friends, people that have really built successful businesses. And I'm reaching out saying, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is what I want to get started. Can we talk? And they're like, yeah, let's talk. And I'm like, okay, here we go. Right. Like it's no stop. It's literally like, let's get this going. Let's get this moving forward. And let me learn from these guys. So, I'm reaching out to people that are running ad agencies. I'm reaching out to marketers. I'm reaching out to the different people to get the information I need, but not let the information that I don't have stop me from telling people what I'm doing. So the whole premise of this video today is that when you start sharing what you want to do, when you start enrolling other people in your vision of what you're going to create, there's true magic that happens there. And today is all about enrollment, enrolling people in the vision of what's possible. And every person I talked to was like, I'm in. You don't even have to ask me twice. Like, we see your vision and we know you as somebody that will make that your reality, right? You'll make that the reality for all of us. And I'm humbled by their willingness to jump on. And it just reminds me, gosh, really emotional. When I read the book, The 1 Minute Millionaire, and I was reading the story in there about, about the process, like what could you do in 30 days? What can you do in 90 days? And it's like, okay, let's bring your team together. Who's on your team? Who's on your advisory board? Who's there that's going to help you through this process, right? And, we're starting where we're at, but it doesn't mean we can't go where we need to go. And I'm not going to I'm not letting anything step in the way. This is really, truly me. I feel it. I really do. I feel it. And I've surrendered up this whole process. And I said, I'm going to do this or I'm going to do this. Like, those are the only two options. And inside of that, there is so much opportunity to really support and make a difference, because I see a huge vision of what's possible with those that are using Pinterest. I see a huge vision of what's possible for the team that I'm getting to work with. I can already see it, like how we're going to just blend so well together, and getting the support and, that all of that, truly amazing, truly, truly amazing. So, if you guys want a taste of what's to come, if you're saying to yourself, hey, I want to kind of understand what Pinterest is, like, you've got me curious now of how Pinterest works, and what had you say yes to doing an ad agency, and what can I do on my own if you're not ready for this type of commitment. And, so I dropped it down below. I put a little simple, this is my pin profit recipe. This is what it looks like if you're going to want to be successfully building on Pinterest. These are the elements that you're going to need to have in some form or fashion, so that you can leverage this platform for your business in the most efficient way. So I put that together. It's my free little mini course, just walking you through the basic overview of what Pinterest is and how it works. And so that, that's got me excited. I've been teaching promoted pins for the last 5 years, 4 or 5 years now. I think it's almost 5 years. But I love just crafting that. I love crafting that story. I just love watching the success comes up. Like, I got tonight, just a few minutes ago, I got a text message like, oh my God, I've not seen these numbers ever. Like, they're not even spending my full budget. I'm already getting clicks and leads. That's what makes me happy. That's what I want for my clients. Those that have been struggling with ads, those that aren't getting results, they come in here, we get to work with them, we get to nurture them, and we get to show them a platform that really is benefiting small businesses, right? So yeah, this is a beautiful journey, and I look forward to looking back on all these videos, and just kind of like what's been along the way. So today what we accomplished was, well, first off, I had some great conversations with all my teammates, all my business partners that are joining me in this venture, reaching out to everybody, scheduling appointments, getting ready to have conversations with everybody, set up the email addresses for those that are now on my team, making sure we're all connected and via communications, starting to buy some of the systems and tools that we'll need in play just to support our clients. So really just kind of getting a couple of little details in place, but more or less we're ready to rock. We're ready to take on our first 5 clients in this new venture. They're getting a hell of a deal, honestly, to be able to have us put together their strategy, their pins, their market research, do their keyword research, set up their promoted pin campaign. That whole piece is that's the amazing thing. And I definitely knew Pinterest's potential way before most people even had a look at it. So lots of little steps today, bigger steps tomorrow. I'm having a meeting tomorrow with one of my mentors. And I'm just super excited to see where that conversation goes, see what gets created. And that's all you can do is just reach out and have those conversations. So this has been an amazing time. And like I said, I just wanted to jump in and share with you this process of, if your vision is big enough, if your belief is big enough, it's about sharing it with others, because when you start telling others what you're doing, that's when things start to shift. And that's what's happening. But I had a couple of key people to tell first. Now you guys know. you're really the first to know, and I'm super excited about where this is going to go, and I look forward to helping more and more businesses and small businesses leverage this platform. So again, if you just want to look at how and why I'm sharing with Pinterest with you and what's possibly going on, there's the mini course, totally free, just giving you an overview and a roundabout way of what you can do to get started with Pinterest on your own, right? Because that's one of the things. I mean, I started on my own, and I'm super excited where this is going now. And I look forward to helping those that reach out to it. And Jan, big supporter, and I know Jeff will pop in here and watch this. So I'm giving you guys a shout out for hanging out, watching, and thumb ups. I'll always take a good thumb up for these videos. So if you like these videos, definitely give them some love. That just helps to kind of share the story out there. So I'm running a little long today, but I definitely am a little more emotional tonight. So I love you. I thank you guys for your continued support. Jan, thank you. Truly, you are amazing. You're a survivor. You're an inspiration. The biggest fan, the loudest screamer in the room. Your support is amazing. And so I love you. Keep moving forward. Keep dreaming big. And let's make your dreams a reality also. So with that, I hope everyone has a great night. And I look forward to seeing you in day 69 tomorrow, and share with you all the crazy stuff that comes out of this. So with that, I wish you a good night, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye, everyone.